Coffee. I need a coffee to go on. Hello, everyone. We've got a show for you in about 30 seconds. The letters tonight are these. The crew's very excited, as you can tell, because it's the first time in 14 years that they've actually got crew shirts. First letter, I just can't get over it. Is this the only nation on the planet? You're distracting me, guys. What's going on? Is this the only nation on the planet that believes the customer is never right? Second letter tonight. Everyone who meets her thinks she's charming, chatty and happy. And sure, she's all those things to me on occasions. Last letter tonight. My kids are extremely lazy, just like their dad. We've got a terrific lot of panellists coming up. The crew will settle down shortly and we'll see you in about 20 seconds. Bye for now. Stay tuned, sweet and sour. Righto, where's my coffee?
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Lovely to have your company. Gary Mitchell with you for the next half hour of fun-filled chat. You want to meet him straight away? I know, your emails tell me. Let's get down to business straight away. First up, hello Tommy, second time back.
Thanks for having me back.
Welcome again, mate.
Thank you.
How's life with you?
Good, apart from, working and doing crazy things. I was DJing last week.
Where at?
At the Lux Bar in...
Oh, yep. It's been a long time since I've been to the Lux Bar.
Yeah, so
I don't like queuing and they don't know who I am anymore because it's a different demographic, so I don't get in, so I don't go. And I only live about 2 blocks up, so...
I play all varieties of music, so...
Oh, good for you.
Love it.
All right, mate. Good to have you on the panel. First timer, all the way from LA.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, Kirsty?
I'm great, mate, and you?
Thank you so much for being here.
It's an absolute
in your
pleasure.
tiny little window of opportunity to actually be here with us. You've availed your time, so thank you so much.
Couldn't have been anywhere more important than this.
Oh, you're wonderful. Author?
Yes.
Chat show host?
Yes.
Anything else we should rattle up? Motivational speaker?
Yes.
Anything else we're missing in that?
V8 car racer. No, I'm kidding. Supermodel.
Smarty.
On
You've had a
weekends.
look at the letters tonight?
I have. Love
And?
them. I'm excited.
Oh,
So
nice
excited.
to hear. She's excited. Good to have you here. All right, when can we book you again?
April 2013.
That's the next time you're in Australia.
I think so.
Okay, long time between.
I want to
drinks
do
for
the
us.
whale sharks. April, May.
Is that when you do it?
Yeah. I don't know where it is. Up near
Exmouth.
Exmouth.
Exmouth, says Simon. Hello, Miss Shelley.
Hello, Mr. Gary.
No rectify on the program tonight. Not that we
No.
do shameless plugs on this program.
No, we don't.
How come? No product,
Well,
no
that-
nothing.
that-
Looking
that may or may
resplendent.
not-
What colour is
Blah, blah, blah.
that?
You've got
Teal,
tongue-tied, yeah.
turquoise.
Turquoise.
We'll stop at turquoise. All right.
I thought I'd wear a little bit of colour because we've got the cup coming up tomorrow, but in TV land, you wouldn't know that anyway until I just said it.
And it's actually a week later because...
Yeah, it'll be next
But
week.
that's okay, that's okay. Well, you look terrific.
Thank you very much.
Nice to have you on the program. Simon, we haven't seen you for ages.
Mitch, I know it's been too long.
Did you go on a trip or something?
No, you lost my phone number. He did, it's true. He lost my phone number.
I
He tells me he cares,
Hang on,
but-
hang on. Wouldn't it be truer to say that I had your phone number, but it was an old one and you went and got yourself a newer one?
That's one way you could look at it. You could actually look at it that way. I choose not to.
Good to have you back on
Thanks,
the show,
Mitch.
mate.
It's always a pleasure.
Terrific. Here we go. Letter 1 coming to us from Geelong in Victoria. Dear panel, I've lived in Australia for more than 17 years. I love it and I thank everyone for having me. But I do have one complaint and I'm constantly reminded of it too often. We have such a poor service ethic here. I just can't get over it. Is it the only nation on the planet that believes the customer is never right? I hear the complaints of so many retailers that they keep losing market share to the internet, but it's so obvious to me that most people find sales and service staff in Australia totally detached and lacking real customer interest. So why wouldn't the customer turn to the internet? Why don't we get it? Only yesterday, a sales assistant in a very indirect manner accused me of lying. I don't believe I'm constantly imagining this gross practice. Having travelled recently to many places, including among others the US, Turkey and Greece, they all shone in customer service. I get back to my adopted home and the first thing that happens is to be abused by a service assistant. What do we need to be doing as consumers to insist on better service? As I said, William, Geelong, Victoria. Simon, first up on that one.
Okay, look, I think we need to have a return to the days of chivalry. Bring the gauntlet back. And if someone shows you discourtesy or anything like that, you should just be able to slap them in the face with the gauntlet, which means you've issued the challenge. And then it's pistols at dawn or swords or whatever you like. But I think it's time that we saw a return of the gauntlet. I personally love the idea, if someone offends you, of slapping them with a glove and then saying, right, it's on.
When was the last time you had really good service?
I made myself a cup of coffee this morning. Said thanks and everything. No, look, Mitch, on a serious note though, I think this is a symptom of a much wider problem in society, and that's the decline of manners. People have forgotten that manners are the lubricant that greases the wheels of society, and you just don't see it enough.
Is that an Australian phenomenon?
Well,
Western world phenomenon?
I think probably Western world. No, I think Western world phenomenon, possibly led by the Americans. What do Americans say when they go into Hungry Jack's?
Pretty good.
Can I get a burger? No. May I please have a hamburger? Well, you can call it a burger if you want to, but we don't have manners anymore. I've got 2 small children, 7 and 9. I look at the way a lot of their friends interact with adults. Pleases, thank yous are not there. There's no Mr. and Mrs. this or that anymore. They're now calling adults by the... Manners are declining, and we need to see a return of it.
Are your manners declining, Miss Shelley?
Oh, certainly not.
I'm delighted to hear that. We wouldn't invite you back.
Not after what I've just said, anyway.
No, in fact, I totally agree, and I've actually written some little handbooks which will be out next year.
You've
and
written
one
little
of
handbooks?
Yes, I've written little handbooks.
Do tell.
About modern day etiquette, because I find a lot of children, teenagers, a lot of adults as well, do not know, or if they know, they're not using their manners. So how do you expect younger ones to learn when their role models or their models in society aren't teaching them? My son Jackson has the most impeccable manners when he chooses to use them. He better be using them right now. However, we've been to big buildings in the CBD, and he's the only person to stand there near a lift. And when the doors open up, he'll stand there and wait for the lady to walk out. And these other, grown-ups in suits are...
Actually terrific. You taught your son that.
It's quite, it's mind-blowing. But anyway, back to this letter.
Chicken, bread rolls, and what's the other one you can actually pick up with your hands at a dinner table? Do you know? It's asparagus. Never mind. There we go.
I use a fork.
I believe she's talking about modern etiquette, not archaic etiquette.
Yes, modern etiquette.
Modern etiquette. All right, Kirsty, tell me, what's going on here? Service ethic.
Look, I think service is bad everywhere. I definitely think it's manners generation. I think it's probably from a lack of time, come in with this whole takeaway fast, everyone's fast, which is not an excuse, but I think it's that. But in terms of this lady, what do we need to do? One thing that works for me is a little bit of sarcasm. When I get really rude service or someone who doesn't even look up and scanning your items, you literally made no contact, no money, grunted, no conversation or anything, I'll say something like, wow, that was the most amazing customer service experience I've ever had. Thank you for being an absolute ray of sunshine and making my day. And you'll see them just, their face drops and they realise they're being an absolute, so-and-so. And so I find
have you
that
noticed
works.
it in Australia?
Everywhere. I
In
think,
the States? You live in the States?
Yeah, they're bad.
They are bad, are they?
I think, look, today we're in the city in Perth. Shopping, and I think when you're in the city, they're very conscious of travellers and tourism. They're probably a little bit better. But in terms of general markets and malls and when you're out and about, I find most cities in the world are pretty rude, and particularly the younger generation, they're the ones getting paid low wages. And I think that, in general, they have an attitude of we're being subservient. They don't like to be of service. It's not an honour anymore like it used to be. And Asian countries are good at it.
I'm going to disagree with that.
Yeah.
Gen Y issue?
Go take you back to what Miss Shelley said. If you raise your children right, saying please and thank you and those sort are instant. It's not a case of I'm thinking about what I get paid, so therefore you don't deserve a please. It comes naturally and it happens instantly.
No, but I'm talking about the people in the service industry are being rude to other people. It's not just about saying please and thank you. They don't even look up. They're processing at the checkout and they don't even say hello, welcome to our supermarket. Thank you for shopping here today.
We'll bring you in. Last word on this. How's the service industry that you're in?
It's not too bad, and I think it comes down to the training, the human resources, and it does reflect the industry at the moment. The retail industry is not in the best position, and that's why, you've got people shopping on the internet, you've got people finding alternative ways to obtain their goods.
And the incentive is there because they're getting rude service.
Well, I
Why
guess
put up with it?
part of it, plus the convenience as well. So, you know, they're not making the profit, they don't have the funds to put into the training or the HR, so.
All right.
He's too young.
I've managed retail before. I've been managing retail for 7 years.
That's right. When we come back, we're going to be talking about your partner who may be the devil in disguise. Don't go away, more of Sweet and Sour shortly. Yeah, customer service in Australia. Just in time for it. Welcome back to Sweet and Sour, everyone. If you'd like to send us a letter, and we might discuss it, send it to letters@sweetandsour.net.au, and for every letter that we do discuss, we're going to send you to the movies courtesy of the very gorgeous Natalie Cameron and NRC Communications. And the movie we're sending you to this week is 7 Psychopaths. And Kirsty saw it and loved it.
Loved it.
Loved it?
I don't normally like horror, but it was almost so funny that you'd laugh at the horror.
Oh, terrific. And we'd also like you to go to Facebook and give us a big like. That's facebook.com/sweetandsour. There it is up there too. Have you done that yet?
Yeah, I liked you.
Did you?
Yeah, if there was a love, I would have clicked that too.
Here we go. Hello, Mitch and panellists. She's a lovely girl to everyone who meets her. Charming, chatty, happy. And that's what attracted me. And sure, she's all those things with me on occasions. Those occasions are diminishing, however. We've been together for more than 2.5 years. But about 12 months ago, I started seeing that she really isn't the same character all the time. And she certainly isn't charming, chatty and happy on those other times. She even has a violent streak. In the middle of one of her rants about why I hadn't paid her enough attention, she started punching me, and hard. Now I've heard about domestic violence, but I didn't realise women could be the perpetrators. I actually feel scared on some occasions. I can move on and have it become someone else's issue, or I can try and build or rebuild a relationship here if it's salvageable. But is it? What makes a person go nuts like this? Should I just get out of this relationship while everything is at a moderate level? Will things escalate and get worse for me if I hang in? It comes to us from Liam in Prospect of South Australia. Tommy, ever gone out with a psycho?
Well, I don't know about psycho, but definitely made wrong decisions along the line there.
Oh, right, you're being very polite. Half of them are watching. I know the story.
No. I guess there's two things you could do in this situation. He needs to justify whether it's the right thing for him and whether he can make it work. And there's a degree of instinct there as well. So he can take a step back, go back to basics.
Instinct on her behalf. Basic instinct.
Or that. And he can take that opportunity and move on otherwise. If it's not going to work, then, you know, you best to bail now.
Well, you know, I kind of figure if he's a carer at heart, he'll go the extra mile. If he's not, get out. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. Kirsty, what's going on here? What would you do?
I think he says, will it escalate? Well, what does he think? It's already escalating. You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and expecting a different result.
Yep.
But I think in terms of, he says, you know, is it salvageable? Only he knows that. But what I would say is you can't want something more for someone than they want it for themselves. So at the end of the day, if he wants for her to be healed and happy and move on and have a better behaviour, but she's not willing to do any of the work, whether that's counselling or whatever.
She mightn't have even acknowledged this.
Yeah. So
for anyone to overcome a problem, they've got to acknowledge it first.
Yeah. Definitely need some counselling there.
And
if she's not willing to do any work, I'd leave. If she's willing to do some work and he wants to salvage it, then stay and work on it. But if there's no...
Leopards for me, leopards. They don't change their spots. Come on. What do you reckon? Have you had one of these relationships?
No.
I've come at you with a knife.
No. It's quite interesting.
You haven't had too many relationships that we can draw on, have you?
No, I have. However, it's just interesting that this one is a woman actually being the perpetrator of the domestic violence because
It's a man.
Yeah.
Or usually society tells us that it's
more
usually
accurately reported.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, domestic violence isn't really talked about or discussed in society very much anyway, and there's a lot more of it, I would imagine, that does go on. And there's always two sides to a story. In this one, I actually think that, Liam, that you've actually it says here that you're not attracted to her anymore. So you've kind of answered your own question there. And you know, what's the point of wasting more time for both of you when it's obviously, it appears to have run its course? And then you've actually said in here about one of her rants why you hadn't paid her enough attention. So it just, to me, I get the feeling that, you know, you guys might be better off with other people, or maybe by yourselves or whatever, just not together.
Simon, last word.
Look, I think the panel's missed the silver lining in this letter. I'm just happy that my ex-wife has found someone. That's seriously and in jest. Shelley, I think Shelley's hit the nail on the head. Liam, if you don't love her, why try? Why continue to put yourself through this? Life's too short, buddy. It's about being happy and having fun. There ain't too much more to it. That's what your key is. And if you're not happy and having fun with this woman, you're not put on this earth to save other people from their own personal issues. We don't know enough from this letter. A lot of the things that I went through in my marriage came down to alcohol, and were alcohol related, and you can't help an alcoholic. They have to want to help themselves, much like everyone said on this panel. Mate, if you don't love her, move on. You know, you're getting hit. You're going to get to a point where you start hitting back, and that's not a good thing either, so move on, buddy.
Lazy?
Pardon?
Is your kid lazy?
Is my kid lazy? No, my kids are not lazy.
He didn't make his bed this morning.
Oh!
Well, that's lazy.
Have you let him out from under the stairs yet?
We're going to be talking about how to motivate kids so that they're not lazy. Don't go away. More of Sweet and Sour coming up. See you soon. Yay!
Oh, Leah, how I long to see you. With your long brown hair and your skin so fair. Oh, when I see you, I walk on air. Poetry tonight on Sweet and Sour. What more can you want?
Back to Sweet and Sour, straight into the last letter. Hi, Sweet and Sour guests. What about me? My kids are extremely lazy, like their dad. He's a good man, really. He gets home from his work and he's just buggered. So am I, but then I have to do the cooking for dinner and then the cleaning up. All of my kids, twins, boy and a girl and another older boy, are teenagers who never lift a finger around the house to do any chores. I know it's my fault and good habits should be instilled early, but I didn't do that. And now that they are small adults, they need to start taking on responsibilities to grow up. I have a bad example in their father sitting right in front of them, but if they are to become successful adults and even parents, I need to be doing something. So I need your help, please. How can I motivate my kids to pick up after themselves and start helping in the house? Deandra of Carlisle in Western Australia. Miss Shelley.
Well, I had a really lazy flatmate once, and he just would not do anything. So I got really sick of this, so I probably got another load of his dirty dishes, put them on a tray, carried them into his bedroom, pulled the sheets back and put them in whilst he was at work.
Awesome.
And then covered it all up again.
And the response?
Dishes started to get done, didn't they, the next day?
Very good.
So it worked. It may not work for everybody, and I probably wouldn't do it to the younger children. However, with teenagers, it could possibly work. And the shock of you actually have done that, you know, that'll stay with them forever. So they'll like forever be thinking, oh no, I have to clean up these dirty dishes. And the other thing is take away some of their things. Take the rewards away. You know, that's what I tend to do. Well, I find that works better is that, you know, you get rewarded with something.
And the flip side, punishment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So reward good behaviour.
Yeah, look, I prefer the carrot to the stick. I think if you incentivise your kids, give them a reason that's actually valid to them, not to you, to do the cleaning, they're going to do it. I mean, I think of myself back to when I was a teenager. If my mother was like this lady, and I got to say, Deandra, you're the author of all your own frustrations here. You were a lazy mum when you raised these children, and a lazy wife for letting your husband get away with this for all this time. But when I was a teenager, if my mum was like you, Deandra, and she adopted Shelley's method of putting the plates in my bed, I just would have slept with them. I would have. I just would have slept in the sheets, you know, dirty dishes, and it would have been great.
That's terrible. All right, Kirsty, what's going on here?
Well, but I mean,
how do you motivate kids?
Carrot or the stick, but it's too late. She's given them all the, you know, they've got everything. So I think you've got to take some stuff back. internet, mobile phone, cars, petrol.
She's not going to do that. Though.
Lock it away.
Well, she's asking
the
now
type of
for help.
person
Maybe
she is.
she's ready to change. She's had enough. She's listening.
She's not a
But
stick wielder.
I do think they are a privilege, not a right. And you're paying for them. You're going off, you're working, your husband's working. The kids don't get to have everything. And I would go on strike. Similar to yours, leaving everything
go
in
on
the
strike.
bed. Go on strike for a week. I know it'll kill you, but leave things festering and
go on
leave
a
the
holiday.
dishes
Hey,
done. And what, the
question.
kids have to go to school with smelly clothes. You think they're not going to start learning how to wash?
Serve
They
a
don't
dinner
want to
on
live
the
like
dinner.
that.
Do you need to be talking to your lazy hubby about what you're going to do? Because he's not going to be interested.
Well,
Oh, he's got a
I don't
better
think he's
approach.
going to
He's gotta be
change.
honest.
He's not going to change, but maybe the strike will also make him realise he doesn't want to go to work dirty. He wants to eat.
Take away his privileges.
Yeah.
What
Close the
about
bedroom
if she
door.
checks herself?
That's going to get to him.
If he's that lazy, he's probably not even getting up to have any.
Well, then turn the internet off.
What about if she checks herself into hospital for 3 weeks? Then they have to cope.
Yeah. Go on a holiday.
Go to the
Book
doc.
yourself a
Say you
trip
need
to
some stress
Hawaii
relief.
or-
Private hospital.
have
They
a
won't
nice
check you
week
into a
off.
Oh,
local.
plastic
Yeah.
surgery, get some enhancements.
But I would. I'd go on strike, I'd withdraw the privileges, and I would just do nothing and see what happens. Because at some point, they're going to want to eat or have clean clothes.
Tommy, what sort of kid were you?
I was an amazing kid.
Did you do your
Good answer.
chores? Did you pick up after yourself? Were you responsible?
No, my mum was completely.
Mummy's
No, she was a bit. What is it? OCD. She was,
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice. I would do something and it would be cleaned up before I even got the opportunity to do it. So I didn't really have the luxury of learning that.
Ah.
But that doesn't make me a bad person.
No.
Apparently it made you an amazing boy.
When did you learn to do all of that stuff?
It comes down to independence. And do you know what I think as well? Maybe put your kids into a sport because it teaches them dedication, it teaches them motivation. Discipline, yeah.
Karate or something.
It gets them
Like
out of your
competitive
hair. They can't
dishwashing,
make that
perhaps?
much mess if they're not at
Independence.
home.
Give them
Wash
some
their clothes
independence.
after the sport.
Tell them to get out and rent on their own. Something independent.
And also, as your kids are growing older, they're changing, so their learning ability is going to be completely different. So they're not those kids that they were when 5 years previous. They're not going to learn the same. They're learning different things in high school. It's change. You need
There
to
you
be
go,
adaptable to the
Deandra.
change.
Independence. All right, this side. Which letter do we like to give away the limited edition pair of
Liam.
Sunnies,
Liam.
courtesy of Aussie Opticals? Liam, who's Liam?
Liam
Liam
is
is
the
letter
number
2.
Liam's getting
Oh, the
beaten
one with
up.
the.
Misses.
He gets beaten up every 2 minutes. All right, this side. Do we like Liam or do we like another?
I like number one personally.
You like number one?
the retail, the whole retail.
Retail one.
No, I'm a
background.
Liam fan.
Yeah,
I'm
I
going to go with
think-
Liam. But I think if we're going to
Rita
give it to
Liam?
Liam, yeah, we do it on the proviso, Liam, that you do not take your missus with you to the movies.
No.
And
No.
there's
We're
actually
serious.
someone already parked out front of your house from Sweet
She
and
could be
Sour.
a
We're
seven
watching you,
psychopath.
Liam. We will know.
It could be 8.
7
She might be the
psychopaths.
8th
We'll send you
psychopath.
to the movies to see 7
that's right.
psychopaths.
I don't need another psychopath
No.
in that
They
movie.
don't need
Cyril.
an age.
We've got to disappear. Thank you, Tommy.
Thanks so much.
We'll see you again.
Definitely.
And when are we going to see you? April next
April
year.
2013.
Oh, as I said, long
maybe.
time. Thank you for being with us.
My pleasure. It was
You've
great.
been a delight. Thank you for being here with us. We've got your mum in the studio audience as well. Hello, Di.
Hi,
Miss
Dad.
Shelley, lovely to see you again. We'll see you shortly.
Thank you, Gary. Lovely to be
Simon,
on.
welcome back.
Mitch, yeah, it's a pleasure.
And
Thanks for
we'll see
having
you
me
again
again.
shortly. Thank all of our wonderful panellists. Thank our terrific crew, and thanks for having us at home tonight, Australia. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye. Ta-da, ta-da.